Hello. Thank you for coming. I just want to appreciate everybody who showed up for my presentation. I'm very excited to give it, and I hope that y'all can learn as much and have as much drive as I have for my topic. And my topic is that sports fuel life. For me, my background with sports is with my brother-in-law. He's the one that introduced me to it. And that was my way of bonding with him, was through sports. He would always take me to baseball games, hockey games, and those are my favorite sports because of that. And so sports, in part, have fueled my life in more than one way. And so for a lot of people, sports fuel their lives. However, with everything that's been going on with COVID in the world, we've had a huge disruption from that, from sports, from our daily lives, from just going to the store. All of those have been impeded because of the coronavirus. I actually have on here, I went through and I looked up the exact dates of when everything was going down. So in the world, COVID was around since 2019. But for us here in America and at BYU, Idaho, everything happened around March. I remember talking about it in class back in February of 2020. And we were just like, oh, it's no big deal. But as soon as March hit, that's when everything kind of closed down. And so campus shut down for BYU, Idaho, March 13th. From there, the state of Idaho went into a full shutdown March 25th. So that meant stores were closed, mask mandate, couldn't really go anywhere, quarantine statewide. And then through the 6th through the 13th of that same month, that's when a lot of the sports programs, NBA, NFL, MLB, all of them which were in season at the time, minus the NFL, they went into a shutdown or postponement. A lot of Major League Baseball games started being pushed back and back. Hockey, which was in its finals, got pushed back. And everything kind of got postponed, and so there was a weird limbo that was going on at that time. And so for a lot of people, not just not being able to go about their regular day, those big things, the finals for things like that, that was how they marked their time, you know? Springtime comes with the NBA finals, and then baseball right in the middle of the season is in the summer, and all of that just kind of halted. And so everyone was in a limbo, literally, for a lot of it. And so that led to a lot of people going into a depression caused by the quarantine, lack of exercise, lack of just overall lethargia. And so no one really knew what to do, and everyone was just, there was uncertainty, which led to doubt, worry, and depression. And for a lot of people, just those continued things just halted. And so a lot of people were in that limbo. And it just kind of showed by pulling out that staple of sports, that showed what a big impact they had on people in the world. And in fact, for a lot of people, sports provide that sense of community. They connect people generationally. Obviously, I'm not the same age as my brother-in-law, but I still felt that connection to him through sports. Same with my dad, same with my grandpa. You meet someone for the first time, some of the basic questions that I ask at least is, what sports do you like? And then who do you like? And then from there, we can talk about the history of those teams. There's that interconnection just based off of that. And that's kind of the benefit that sports can provide, is they connect people that don't really have a lot in common as far as their personalities, but they both love the game, whatever it may be. Not only that, but just following your sports team can provide that stress reduction. Your team's winning, your team's doing good, you're feeling good, you're happy, you're excited for the future. You're happy and excited for what's coming. In fact, sports, the fans themselves have become icons. There are a few of my favorite super fans in the sports world, some in each sport. So Marlins Man is actually one of my favorites because baseball, first off, but he's just a fan who is obviously dressed in Marlins gear, as you can see here, who goes to every single World Series final. He's always pictured behind the home plate, and he can always be seen in his bright orange Marlins man uniform. Next, we have Boltman. These names aren't the most creative, but Boltman for the San Diego Chargers. He's not an actual paid mascot, but people know him and love him because he is Boltman. You know, he dresses up in the crazy Bolt. And then you have the Green Men, who for hockey they heckle the opposing team that's in the penalty box. And all of these characters are well known within the sports world because these are fans who show their love and appreciation and their enthusiasm, and people get behind that. People love that. And so super fans like that kind of reflect the fanaticism that other people have but aren't brave enough or don't have enough money to show it. And that just shows just how passionate people are. And that's why overall, sports do fuel life. On here I have Alabama and Notre Dame. These are two programs that are very well known within the sports world for their football, their basketball teams, and they just have a rich history of winning, and also just along with that winning comes random traditions, random sayings and chants, things that people, in reality, if you told them to a third party, they would have no meaning. But to those people, to those families that have gone to Alabama or Notre Dame for generations, you say Roll Tide, and those are things that hold weight. Those are important. Those are daily. And so when COVID came, those traditions were gone. But sports have honestly always been there to bring people back to reality, to bring a sense of comfort. When 9/11 happened, baseball was one of the first things to come back. During World War II, baseball was continued because people needed a sense of relief. While COVID was going on, every single sports organization tried their hardest to continue. Basketball went into a bubble, literally. Baseball, they would constantly be testing their players. And if you went over a certain limit of players positive, you weren't allowed to play. You had to postpone or forfeit. And so sports tried and succeeded through COVID. In a way, we beat COVID. Now that it's not over, but I feel that we're coming out of it. Sports is definitely going to be a way to bring us back together after the weirdness that was COVID. And so I think not only do sports fuel life, but life fuels sports. Thank you.